Still to come, the Carpenter Clay Guida and rowdy Ronda Rousey join Kenny and Boss, MMA fighters and their moms.
And here she is. We've seen her basically grow up from the Olympic judo bronze medalist to the Strikeforce bantamweight champ. Welcome back, champ, Ronda Rousey.
Thank you for having me.
It has been like that, hasn't it?
Yeah, for like almost all the way along the career, you guys kept tabs on me, so it's kind of cool.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Got your moms coming up. We're going to talk to them a little later on.
Yeah, going to be a problem for me, I guess. Well, you'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out about that. Let's find out. Ronda, you get ready to defend your title against Sarah Kaufman. That's in August.
It's not totally official yet. I haven't
We were
signed
hoping
anything.
you'd say for sure.
I know. Everyone's hoping that. I'm hoping to sign something soon, but I haven't yet. That's just the rumors I've been hearing.
Do you? Well, from what they tell you, I'm assuming they talk to their champ. Scott Coker or someone says, by the way, keep August open. Be sure to train. Do they give you a target date at least, a ballpark month, something?
Yeah. They give me like a range pretty much, but I don't want to piss them off by like dropping the inside knowledge. So you're just gonna have to.
Oh, we're on Inside MMA. Drop it.
We are inside. That is the name of the game.
We're proclaiming you and Sarah Kaufman are getting ready for the bantamweight championship.
Okay.
We're dead on that, aren't we?
I'm not going to disagree with you too much, but if it falls through, don't yell at me.
Yeah, I heard it like August, right? So something like that. That's what we heard. I'm wondering what's going to happen this time. I mean, I was talking to Darren, and I heard like there's a lot of stuff always happens before your fight.
Yeah.
And I wrote it down. First fight, forgot to bring clean clothes. That was a funny one.
And a mouth guard. I didn't have a mouth guard either.
And then they had to start watching it at the Korean neighbors.
Yes, watched my shorts at the Korean neighbor's house.
You got bitten by a pit bull, needed stitches
For 3
that you
days
tried to
before I
hide.
went fight, yes. I lost the passport.
Lost your passport at the embassy. I mean, what goes on here?
You know what? That's just my good luck charm. If something doesn't go wrong, then I feel stressed out. We need some sort of chaos to happen pre-fight, and once we deal with that, then it's like, okay, we can deal with it.
That's why I always had a list, because I'd have it one time to me in Japan. I just literally have a list. And what I always say, you heard me saying this a bunch of times on Inside MMA, mouthpiece, cup, and your fighting gear, put it in your carry-on. Never put it in the
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3.
Oh, yeah, bring a passport if you go overseas.
Passport, yeah, that's the first thing we check
I
for
would think you
now.
would probably need that. Ronda recently became the first, as she continues to be a groundbreaker, the first female coach
Arm breaker, too.
on The Ultimate Fighter and Arm Breaker. That's right. She was the assistant, briefly, for Dominic Cruz's team. And, well, here are the boys taking a look at the champ girl here with Team Cruz.
Okay. Yeah. I volunteered to let her throw me, and she almost broke my damn ribs.
God damn.
Like, she threw the out of me. And she's bad, man.
She's a badass.
She's a beast.
The second you pick it up, you gotta throw it to come around.
She's pretty incredible. Like, she can put some pressure on some places that you're just like, what the hell is this, you know? And then next thing you know, your feet are over your head and you're going for a ride.
Yet they
Look at
wouldn't.
my face, they're like, what am I doing? Like, re-looking at it face.
It's always fun to see, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Bring up the boys a little bit.
Yet they
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
sit
different.
beside you.
No, it was a little weird. They left out the beginning where I was literally the only one on the couch, and they filled up every single seat around. And then later, people started sitting on the couch a little bit, so it was actually worse than they made it look.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, tough guys, huh?
They're tough. You
Tough
know,
guy.
it's one thing to be tough, like, you know, in a gym, and there's another time, you know, if you're thrown into an awkward situation to see how you deal with it.
Oh, there we have it.
She forgot her clean clothes. You never know.
You can't smell a video. That's what it was.
Look at them, eyes.
Oh, they're looking, though. They're looking.
Dominic was trying not to laugh, I think.
You guys look like.
Well, that's just riveting TV there. I'm sorry I missed that episode.
I know they prepared me. They're like,
My
they're going to throw things in the pool. They're going to go nuts. Everyone's going to be trying to do something. And then I got there. I was like, nothing.
You were riveted, weren't you, Clay?
Yeah. It sounds
Yeah.
like a wonderful house.
Yeah, the adrenaline
These guys are lonely.
Yeah,
pumping.
they are.
Did I see a hand grenade on the palm from a hand there somewhere? Did I just see
Think
that?
Andy
Had
Ogle.
somebody a hand grenade here?
I think Andy Ogle had one. One of the guys.
All right. Magalese, is putting up his M1 Challenge Light Heavyweight Championship belt on eBay. It's up there now. The bids are underway. It's reached several $1,000s. He tweeted a picture of his M1 belt on the toilet 2 weeks ago. So you're saying to yourself, Magalhães must be having a problem with Kogan and the organizers of M1. Yeah, he was. And he said to Evgeny Kogan, hey, buddy, you want your belt back? Well, place your bid. It's on eBay. The latest bid, we understand, is approaching 6 figures, which we also understand is more than Magalhães made when he won the belt.
Much more.
Much, much more.
Like 15 times more, I hear.
Yeah, incredible.
It pays to be a smartass.
Yeah, well, for some people it does, yes.
Make some copies, that's what I'm saying. Man of the belt, start selling them.
Meanwhile, you guys got anything you want to sell right now? eBay or here?
eBay. At Ronda Rousey on Twitter, right there.
Boom.
That's it.
At Clay Guida on Twitter. I had to steal it from Ronda.
All right, thank you.
And
got the
Clay
Muppets,
actually
too.
has a picture of him actually, well, not the result of him tapping my ass, because his
great.
name tag is actually, it came
Rhonda?
off.
Rhonda,
Oh, no, he's going to tweet it later. He's going to tweet a picture of
I
my butt at
must-
some point, so
I
you
think
better
we-
go to Clay Guida's Twitter.
I think first off, we may have to clear up exactly what you just said.
Oh, no, we have name tags. I guess we have to get in walking in, and I didn't have my name tag, and Clay was so nice that he slapped one right on me. So
There you go.
I'll
you
clear it
stay
up.
tuned via Twitter later today,
I
guys.
tell you got to say this, that Clay Guida is a gentleman.
Our moms will be on
And
to
his
tell us
mom
pretty
was
soon.
around, too.
Yeah.
Think about
The
that.
moms will be coming to join us. Stay with us when we come back, because we have a few things to sell right after this.
When we return, moms take over Inside MMA as Clay and Ronda's mothers join the panel.
With us, Clay Guida's still here, but delighted to have his mother, Debbie. Debbie, welcome in, dear.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Delighted to have Ronda Rousey still with us. And
get rid of me.
equally delighted to have Dr. AnnMaria DeMars with us, her mother.
It's nice to be here.
Glad to have you with us. I'm looking at this and I just try to think if Clay or Ronda have the longest hair, actually. Come and think about it.
We've been getting a lot of hair products questions.
I was going to
today.
say, yeah, the product thing's got to be there.
And my father.
Now, who's had a mom here you think that got kicked out of a wrestling tournament?
Out of a wrestling tournament.
I would, Debbie, I would have never, no, I would have never guessed.
More than one.
For real?
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
I can, Ronda's mom could be that figure also, I would say.
She's never getting kicked out. No.
So you're like
Nobody would kick
dare
me out.
come near her, man. Oh, no.
so getting loud, yeah? Getting violent?
Getting loud is the least of it. Getting pushy sometimes with the referees and maybe sometimes the coaches, the opposing team, security. Yeah. Sometimes my brother would say, all right, if you're going to come to the meets, you have to face, she'd be in the bleachers, she would have to face the back, she would have to face the crowd because he didn't want her watching the match, because who knows what was going to happen with us. So, it was it's been
And
a
the
long
coach
time
would always
coming.
say, Guida, control your mom.
Well, you had
Nice.
to pump it up, though.
Very passionate. I'm very passionate.
Yeah. It's funny because we have another one there also, very passionate.
Now, I got to believe, AnnMaria, it was destiny that one of your daughters, as it turned out, Ronda, was going to be an outstanding fighter, because you were as well. I mean, you've international medalist, going back to 1984 World Championship, 3-time, I think, U.S. Open gold. You are a judo star, and this is like second generation. So was it obvious that maybe Ronda was going to do this?
Well, no, not at first. In fact, it was the opposite. I didn't want her to go into judo because I said, go do your own thing. She was a really good swimmer, and everybody's going to expect you to be just like your mom. Expect you to win the junior nationals the first time out. So no, you're good in swimming, stick with that. And Ronda hasn't always been the best at listening to maternal advice.
So
Not
when did it
always?
start? When did it start? What age? What
Well, my 11th birthday was my first judo tournament, so I kind of count it from then. And then after the last Olympics is when I decided to do the MMA thing. And I remember I had my manager and one of my coaches, and we decided to have a meeting with my mom first. So we had to have my mom on board.
And I was
before.
giving him the mom look,
She's skeptical, was her word. She's like, I'm extremely skeptical of you and your people. You even glared. She did the mom glare, What does it look like? Yeah, like that. Yeah, she glared at my, oh man. But I don't know. What do you think now, Mom?
Well, I I still think it's too bad you didn't become the female Jacques Cousteau, because I think you have a lot of
Jacques
talent.
Cousteau.
Oh, yeah, she's so good in science. She's so good in math. She's just so good at so many things. But she's really happy doing it. And as a parent, you always say, oh, whatever my kids do, I'll support them. But you're always thinking, oh, if they decide to go to medical school or law school, you never think, oh, if they decide to blow it off and punch people in the face. But, you know, she's really happy doing it. So you have to back that up after you see it.
Now, because you're such a competitor yourself and you've been on the world stage winning, do you get nervous or anxious about Ronda's fights? I mean, you kind of know what's coming up, don't you? Or
It's so much easier to compete yourself than watch your kid compete.
really
It's
is.
so much. Oh, and
Not that I
judo,
have
at least
kids,
I know what's going on. You know, where MMA, it's a good thing they serve drinks in the venues, because I'm not usually a big drinker, but by the time she comes
I
up,
see my mom
I'm
smash.
2 or 3
It's
martinis
so funny.
in. Oh, yeah.
Look at Debbie going,
Everyone wants to buy drinks for the fighters' moms too. You know.
They don't want to babysit them when it comes down to it. You know? They don't want to keep an eye on them.
until they go over the limit and then get violent. That would be a scene.
Then we try to climb in the
That would be
cage.
funny.
Yeah, she wasn't like your mom at all, by the way. She gets mad at the other person no matter what they
Oh,
do.
yeah. She could knock him unconscious and be bleeding on him. Be like, they got their nasty blood on her nice shorts. I think that won't come out.
She never washed my shorts. You know me.
Still.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm glad we're over here.
Yeah.
She's a doctor.
This is tougher than we thought,
Get
isn't
rich
it?
enough to have
And as
someone do
well,
the housework for you.
I got to say, I had a horrible skin disease, right? I was bullied as a kid a lot. And one time I called my mom and I said, they're waiting outside school. They're waiting with like 12 guys. And my mom came to school on her bike with a piece of wood. And, oh yeah, people started running. She started swinging for the fences. And I go, if you see my mom, that is not my mom. It's all peace and love. But, yeah, she lost it there. But nobody messed with me after that.
Mess with the kids.
They were afraid. Yeah, broomstick. She brought a broomstick.
What's it doing broomsticks? There's like one in every one of your stories, I swear.
Crazy, right? Also baseball bats. There's a lot of stories.
Always bring a weapon. Boss and the girls are in the Miller Lite cage. And over here, I'm telling you, and over here, Debbie Guida is going to heckle you.
Okay, well, I actually don't have no clue what I want to do here because we're talking about, look the size of her. She's like a little Oh, my God. Okay, yeah. Nice.
That was without
she was gonna bite
explanation,
him.
Mom. I think you're so...
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to
Oh,
explain
were you
that?
guys filming? Is that on camera? Is that going to be a YouTube clip now?
Explain it.
I just thought I was supposed to throw him an
We
armbar.
see that in the
You
slow
did
motion.
very well. Thank you very much. I'm all stretched out right now. I was just thinking, this is a crazy question. I say, at what games was Ronda the youngest judo player ever, and what age was she? That's up for you guys
For the
at home.
fans.
Godspeed, party on. Let's go to a break. Don't touch that dough, folks. We'll be right back.
And thank you for being with us. Boss, you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
No. No pain. I've got nothing.
AnnMaria and Debbie had to leave us. Thank you again, ladies, for being with us. Clay and Rhonda, I can't wait to read your all's biography someday. Talking about life growing up with the moms. Great moms, funny, intelligent, competitive.
That's a
Very
lot
good
of very
competitive.
accurate adjectives right there.
Yeah.
It's easier to keep up with everybody that way, right?
It's going
Oh,
fast.
I knew this was
Sean,
coming.
the first one to Rhonda. Do you have any idea why Nick Diaz no-showed these super fights last Saturday? What are your thoughts on it?
My thought is, I don't think anyone really knows anything when it comes to Nick Diaz for certain. Everyone has their own theories. I think that the guy missed weight and Nick was pissed, and this is kind of, it was not a regulated thing, you know. It wasn't like we had like an official weigh-in and an official thing. Everything is just kind of hearsay. It's, you know, he said, she said, all around rumors. So I don't even
And
know.
you
what
have
really went
inside
on.
information, though. That's why that question was asked.
Everyone
You
assumes
have
that I do.
inside information. Well, do you?
Well, I know that
Do you?
when they came to weigh in, what's it called? The other guy was 9 pounds over, and Nick was pissed. That's all I know for certain. And then I also know that Nick didn't show up to the fight itself. I don't know if they knew beforehand that he wasn't going to show up and still ran it anyway. That's all he said, she says. I don't know. I just,
Then we
I
shall-
know that I don't know anything.
Then we shall move on to Clay.
Yes, please.
Rhonda, Question for you. Tommy Trench wants to know, what has been more intense, training for MMA or for the Olympic Games?
Well, intense training for Olympic Games is harder, like, on my body, whereas I had more injuries and, you know, more problems that way. But for fights, it's more intense. There's a longer build-up, and you have that more outside stress that you don't have to deal with. You have a lot of, you know, anonymity in judo, where you don't know who you're going to fight that day. You have a random draw. You don't know who you're going to fight. It's pretty much like, if I were to fight somebody right now tonight, I could go and continue on my business tomorrow. But if I had a several-month lead-up to, you know, fighting someone on one night, you know, you kind of need a lot more of a rest after that. So they're both grueling, but in very different ways.
Good luck against Sarah Kaufman. Is that coming up for sure in August?
August. It's got to be.
Trying to pry something
Sure.
out of me?
Guys, if I could
You're
just
not
add
as
one
slick as
last
you
thing.
think you are.
Say one thing quick. We got to go.
Real
It's
quick,
live.
My buddy Wes Anderson lost his mom, Yvonne, last week on Mother's Day. Last week. So on Mother's Day, just want to, wish
Certainly.
my best buddy Wes, man, hang in
Certainly.
there. Tough, love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us. I'm Kenny Rice.
Boss Rutten, Godspeed, everybody.
See you next week.
Party on.